Alright. Welcome back to the channel. It's me, your boy London, back here with another video from Fantastic Hip Hop. Today he has how Drake embarrassed himself with the worst Kendrick diss ever. It's hot. Well, clearly it's pertaining to the Nokia music video, which I did do a reaction to. And honestly, I wasn't even paying attention. I was just trying to vibe out to the song, I'll be honest with you. And I wasn't even catching none of the shit. I realized the owl at the end was probably like kind of a nod to the Not Like Us music video, but everything else, honestly, when he was in the middle of like everybody, and he was just in the center, I guess it was pertaining to the Super Bowl, which is kind of sort of stupid if you think about it. You're suing him for or you're suing UMG for promoting Not Like Us, which dissed you. But after that, you're gonna diss him right back. So now you're asking for more disses to be coming your way. I don't understand what his thought process is, but it is what it is, man. So anyway, let's get into this video by Fantastic Hip Hop, and I'll check in every now and then whenever he says something that clicks with me. Let's go.
Now, when it comes to Drake, what we just witnessed is definitely up there as one of the most embarrassing things he has ever done in his entire career, and I am serious because really, with Drake's new Nokia music video, after trying to use this song, what it will represent, and this entire moment to start a shift and turning point in his career, where altogether Drake will finally start to win back what Kendrick Lamar has taken away from him.
You're not winning anything back, Drake. Just to be honest with you, if y'all have another rap battle, I don't think y'all winning. I don't think you're winning it. I'm pretty sure Kendrick has some more stocked up in his arsenal of disses. I'm sure he does.
And try to reclaim anything that he used to represent? Well, somehow in this moment where Drake did everything he possibly...
See, I didn't even catch this because I was just too busy trying to, react to the music video. I didn't even put two and two together. I honestly, I was not thinking about the Super Bowl at that point. So, yeah, alright. Yeah, I see the comparisons now.
Possibly could to diss Kendrick Lamar in this video. All he actually ended up achieving is showing once and for all that there is one king in rap and that it will never be him. And now, before we go any further into all of this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And now, as the Drake fans are getting more annoying than ever because of all of this, really be sure to leave that like so everyone can hear how even with the most calculated effort from Drake and Ak, they are still about to take another massive loss. And so now, with all that said, when it comes to Drake and the Nokia video, with this being Drake's big musical play to start off this new chapter in his career and this moment where both as a rapper and in terms of the narrative he wanted to get back control of everything. I mean, with what is a major statement just from the stakes of it all, what we definitely saw over everything else was the type of creative that Drake is in this time. Which is not a good one, but let me slow down. As after Kendrick Lamar's all-time...
He ain't got much left in the tank, man. I said in my last video, that Nokia song is the best song on that album. The rest of them songs were not it. They were not it. The only reason Nokia was probably my favorite song on that album was because it's just like the only one that you can actually vibe to. The rest of them I just can't. I just cannot. I don't like that slow singing shit. That's just not for me. Sometimes if you sprinkle like one or two songs into an album, maybe I'll get used to it. But other than that, if like most of the songs are just slow, lovey-dovey, R&B songs. If you really want to call it R&B, because the vocals weren't really all that well, at least on Drake's part. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's just not for me.
Time great run, and after events like the Super Bowl or the Grammy-winning Not Like Us video, with Drake responding to all of the visual symbolism and disses, with straight-up knockoff copies of Kendrick Lamar and Dave Free's visual imagery, I mean, you just can't make this stuff up if you tried.
And I'm so surprised I didn't put two and two together right there. I don't even think I was really paying attention during that music video, to be honest. I did get straight off of work. I was not even thinking about the beef as a whole. I was just trying to react to the video because I saw it came out while I was at work. So I was just like trying to hurry up and get to it. I didn't even catch the little small things. The only thing I caught was the owl at the end. I was like, oh, that's kind of funny because that's not the same owl that Kendrick used in the Not Like Us video, but it's whatever. I guess it works for him.
And I don't know who on Drake's team told him to do this, because with all of the obvious callbacks to what Kendrick has done, I mean, while Drake thought he was getting disses off, he really just ends up taking another all-time pathetic title in hip-hop as he turns into the first rapper who got embarrassed so bad that really now he wants to be the guy who has humiliated and really ended his career. And of course, with all of this, the major problem is, it gets to a point here where it doesn't even seem like you are dissing him back, but it just starts to look like you are copying him because you have no ideas. Because really, with how many story beats that Drake copied from Not Like Us, which no matter what you want to say, from getting SGA here, which feels just like DeMar DeRozan being in Not Like Us.
I did catch that. I was like, that's kind of weird. He's got a basketball player in his video now. But previously he did have multiple football and basketball players in his video. So I didn't really like connect that to the Not Like Us music video, but you could say that it's sort of a thing.
Placement and how Drake spends every single second of this thing copying Kendrick pretty much. Despite the actual connection that Drake and SGA have because of where they are from, it still feels so forced because every single thing here is a knockoff of what Kendrick did to other big choreographed scenes, which also...
I hate to be from Canada, by the way. That's just another note. I know, shout out to my Canadian niggas, but goddamn, what's it like over there? It can't be fun. It doesn't look fun. I'm sorry. Canada just looks so weird to me. I don't like how it looks. It just bothers me. I don't know why.
Mirror the Super Bowl as well. I mean, it is just so obvious what Drake was doing here that it loses any sort of nuance or complexity that it had. And really, that whole owl thing, which Drake fans think he has now won the beef over.
Oh my God.
Once again, think that Drake is a mastermind for trying to up Kendrick's visual from Not Like Us there. Ultimately, any of the storytelling or progression that would come with that means absolutely nothing, because just like with this entire moment we are seeing now, there's no build up to make any of this feel like it was earned or like it's this really smart and genius move that is going to win him anything back. And beyond the disses themselves, I don't understand how Drake even thought doing all of this was a good idea. Because really, beyond all of these embarrassing Kendrick Lamar imitations, just in terms of the fact that Drake is trying to prove that the disses from these very songs he is copying ruined his career in the paperwork that he is so into pushing.
Yeah, this is still dumb.
Right now.
That's so stupid. I don't understand that. Why would you even do that?
Because he is once again using his art to do the same thing that he is saying Kendrick did to end his career.
And you suing
Beyond
over
just
some
the
shit like
video,
that.
he is really making the thing he cares about more than anything else just look like more and more of something he is trying to trick us with. And when we look at this moment from all these angles, it's hard to even take Drake seriously one bit because everything he seems like he's doing is just an absolute joke. And when it comes to the whole narrative that Kendrick is using the beef to get attention still to this day, people on Drake's side can never use that again because we have never seen a more desperate and petty use of this beef than right within this video. And really what Drake is showing is that he has lost so much and that he is so bored of everything he has done because maybe he's even realized that it's bad, that the only thing interesting he can talk about is the Kendrick beef. But what's really so baffling with this is that Drake took the last song he had a chance to become something bigger than this entire back and forth, and instead of trying to win fans back, all he has done is tie the song back to the beef and Kendrick Lamar with this awful rip of the Not Like Us video, really. And I think this move is going to be looked back on as one of the most embarrassing moves from Drake, and one of the most confusing, because he is really showing how he is a joke artist with no creative skill, and compared to his last videos, seeing how he has changed from using gimmicks to now copying Kendrick Lamar, it is just not a good look, and really shows how Kendrick has this man in shambles. But still, even with that, when it comes to Drake dragging this song into the beef, while the Nokia video has missed as an artistic statement and a winning play from Drake, it has kind of done something, and we are about to see the full and...
I did make complaints about the last video that the Nokia video, that it didn't have enough colors in it. And usually Drake does a lot of colors, just like this. This is what really reminded me of it right here. In that, in Hotline Bling. It just didn't have enough colors in it. And I feel like the song needed more colors. Probably like some actual, like, you know, roller skaters, you know what I mean? So, I don't know what his... I guess the whole video was intended to try and get back at Kendrick. It did not land how it should have. The music video wasn't that bad, but at the same time, it's not. It wasn't very focused. It was not very focused at all because it had some carnival shit going on in the background. I don't know what was that. I don't know what that was about at all. Do they have that in Canada? I'm pretty sure I asked that in the last video, but I just didn't. It just didn't do it enough. It wasn't bad music, but it wasn't good either. It was just meh.
annoying impact of this move more and more, because all in all, when it comes to Drake's plan to just become the absolute worst thing we have ever seen in hip-hop, and overall this goal that Drake has to just try and discredit Kendrick after everything he has done, Nokia has created an anthem for the losers of rap that is being fully pushed by Drake to gather around the delusion that is coming from his entire crew and fan base, and from all of the weird Kendrick taunts to just the fact that now it looks like Drake is trying to make this record bigger and bigger. He is bringing his fan base to a place where they are all behind him, and now that he has this support, with this bigger plan he has, which more than just the song itself, with both what him and Ak just did. In terms of just annoying everybody's timelines with the most ridiculous things, they have done it. Which really, accomplishing any of their goals is a first, and for them, they really have managed to just take over the entire hip-hop world and everything around them with the most loud and obnoxious discourse. And now when it comes to this storm that Drake and Ak have created, well, Nokia is the moment that they wanted to win everyone back with, although it's really only done the opposite with how embarrassing it is. Everything started here with Ak's interview with Ye, and now while I will not be showing any of the clips from this disaster.
We already talked about this, but Ye's interview is the most... he's gone. We've lost him. We gotta treat him like a hobo on the street now. That's all we can do. Just let him fucking yell out, blurt shit out. You just walk right past them. You just keep going about your day. That's how we gotta treat Kanye at this point. Unfortunately.
For obvious reasons, because we just can't show any of that. With Ak running to Ye, and from the time Ye opened that door to when they just spoke back and forth while Ye stood up and Ak just awkwardly and nervously looked at him. With this moment that if you showed somebody even just a few years ago, they would be baffled by what they were looking at. Ak did what he does best here, which was use this all-time low moment from Ye, and not just—
I can't get the thought. I was trying not to laugh, but I cannot get the thought in my head of him changing into a whole KKK outfit within like 10 seconds of the video. I was like, what is going on?
Give him an interview and space to start even more problems. But for what matters to Ak and the center of hip-hop right now, Ak asked the perfect set of questions to Ye to make sure that he said everything he needed so that they had all the narratives they could ever want to take down Kendrick Lamar, and at the same time give Drake more credit than any other rapper has given him since the beef. And now with all of these comments, which there are so many that it was really even hard to keep track of, over everything else what we can definitively say is that both Ye and Ak were really lighting up when they were saying awful things about Kendrick. And from Ye saying that Kendrick Lamar is an industry puppet and he was chosen by the labels to take down Drake with Not Like Us, and ultimately with the entire era we have seen that he has been used by the industry, and altogether with this and with Kendrick being seen as the—
and let's remind everybody how he was just saying that, yo Dot, I got you on that Not Like Us fucking remix. So clearly his brain does not work. He's just jealous. He's already admitted he's been jealous. That is it. He wanted to get into some of that beef. No one really cared about that remix. I'm sure I haven't seen anyone talk about it really. I only seen a couple people talk about it, but ever since then, he's just gone down. It's like we all just ignored him. Everyone was just like, Kendrick was kicking on Drake, and Kanye yelling out, "I'm coming to help." And Kendrick looks back, and he just keeps kicking on Drake and ignores him. And Kanye just sort of just flipped out since there. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's been going on with him ever since.
The king of hip-hop, Ye admitted that he is jealous at him because
yo, Dad, I got
number one because he is in his own eyes. So Ye also saying that Drake is 1,000,000 times better than Kendrick and more important than he will ever be, and
That's
then
so
saying
stupid.
that when it comes to where he stands with Drake himself, after Ak tried to get the truth to just show Drake fans and OVO once and for all that they are all on the same side, Ye did exactly what he needed to hear, as when describing where he stands with the guy, Ye said that Drake is like a family member who you don't mess with, but despite all their beef, he explained how they are not that different and that they are having some of the same problems, as during this rant where he was telling Ak that the industry is trying to ruin him and that they want him to fail more than anybody else, he made it very clear to tell the audience that they are doing the exact same thing to Drake, and that in his eyes, this whole beef was awful for him to watch because of this very reason. And of course,
for him to watch, you got into it, bro. That doesn't make any sense. This is the shit I'm talking about with Kanye. His thought process ain't good, man. The way he thinks about shit just doesn't make any sense. Whatever. Whatever.
Of course, by going on this rant where he was really defending Drake, whether he realized it or not, he ended up
Yo, Doc, I got you. Whatever.
Kendrick even more by saying something like, why do they want somebody with no hits like Kendrick to do the Super Bowl? And so all together with this rambling, with the way Ye and Ak made such a focal point to discredit Kendrick Lamar while aligning him with the industry, and on the flip side of this, by trying to align Ye and Drake as these victims of the machine who were being ruined by them, and with the overarching point that Ye drove home, which was really warning Axe fans and Drake fans that for playing on this side of the Matrix that Ye thinks he is so brave for being on, that because Drake is a part of this same group, he will one day be looked at like him. When we really put this interview into perspective, what Ak created here was a friendship with Ye, which he is talking about in his commentary for the interview.
I feel like with that whole thing, that everyone just ignored Ye, considering when he tried to jump into the beef against Drake, with the not like us, like that remix, and everyone ignored it. He was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna switch teams, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, me and Drake are victims of y'all jumping in on Drake, and by extension of me as well. I don't know. Maybe that's his thought process. Maybe he's just like, man, fuck. That didn't give me much attention. Let me just go with the other side and try to help Drake. I don't know. It's stupid.
He is saying that they are very close and they are talking behind the scenes, which should also tell you everything you need to know. And also with this and in the greater picture of this entire interview, Ak got every single thing he needed from Ye to make sure that Drake has never had more support in this time where he is trying to make a comeback as an artist, and he is trying to win over fans and make the industry look like they are the problem and not him. And again, when it comes to this side of hip-hop actually understanding how to create the problems that they want to, I mean, they were actually finally able to somewhat successfully do something, although it is the most annoying and disrespectful thing you could do to discredit hip-hop as an art form. As now with this interview, they have really brought together the entire community of defenders and people who think that there is always some grand plot and theory behind everything, all under the pretense to think that Drake is really on the right side of things and that he is trying to...
Who's got a worse rep? Kanye stands or Drake stands? I think it's gotta be Kanye stands, man. Got a lot of white supremacists on his fucking side, I'll tell you that much. Them motherfuckers be the dumbest people. They eating this shit up, too. They eating whatever Kanye says all the way the fuck up. They need someone in proximity of blackness to fucking go against, black people. They just need that one, and they'll fucking go crazy. Happens all the time. Hispanics, I see a lot of Hispanics on that side as well. The whole right supremacist thinking points. I don't know what's going on with that. Considering some of y'all have been fined to not get deported. I don't know what's going on with that. That's crazy. Some of y'all's family members are getting deported. And y'all fucking... whatever.
To stand against the industry just like Kanye is right now before it is too late. And as Ye kept making such a focal point in this interview to explain how this entire rap beef was put in place by the industry so that Not Like Us could be used in the future to end Drake's career like other disgraced artists with troubled backgrounds have been already. Again, while most people are not giving any mind to Ye's now admitted jealousy to Kendrick and now shared anger with Drake, to both the Ye and Drake fans and all the other people who don't want to be real about reality, they are looking at this as an eye-opening moment for them that is just making the entire community around Drake more delusional than ever specifically, which again, we are already seeing the direct impact of that on the timeline, which has never been more annoying, and all together with all this combined delusion is making them see this beef and a song like Not Like Us as not just a great moment in rap beef that changed everything, but as this pre-planned effort from the industry that was made to end Drake purposefully. And with Ye going on tangents and sharing theories that he believes about the music industry, which includes such things that labels and the NFL are taking down big artists like Drake and letting these quote-unquote smaller artists like Kendrick have these bigger moments so they can control the artist more, which again, while we can't show anything, the way Kanye explained this is really one of the most crazy things I have ever heard. And beyond that, this whole small artist narrative they are trying to push on Kendrick is literally ridiculous considering that he has some of the most successful rap albums, songs, and moments of all time. But aside from that, as we are in an era where there is no nuance to everything, people are instantly believing the things Ye is saying, and the Drake community is now using this guy as their spokesperson, which in of itself should just show you how far gone they are. And so from here on out, from the desperate people
you can hear the fucking disbelief in his voice during that little segment. Holy shit.
Aside from that, as we are in an era where there is no nuance to everything, people are instantly believing the things Ye is saying, and the Drake community is now using this guy as their spokesperson, which in of itself should just show you how far gone they are. And so from here on out, from the desperate people who are supporting Ye to all of the angry people who just want Drake to be right, now, unfortunately for us, we are going to have to deal with them using the talking points and really groundwork that has been laid out by Ye in this very interview more than anything to try and discredit Kendrick going forward and keep painting this picture that Drake has been wronged by the industry and that this entire beef was a crazy plot to end his career and not just him not being prepared and failing within a musical back and forth. And so all together with this victim mentality of Drake being pushed to the highest level, and now with all of these desperate communities wanting these failing artists and names just to be a little right or get some sort of a win, I mean, we are already seeing it now. Things are really about to get more annoying than ever in hip-hop, because really in this time, with what Ak has done, he has connected the two biggest names in rap whose careers are on the downfall, and so now right alongside these narratives that are being pushed, what Drake and the guys around him have made sure is coming right alongside the most annoying and obnoxious effort to take down Kendrick Lamar's success and victory in this time than ever, is actual music on Drake's end, and not just an album like we saw with SSS For You, which had 20 songs that pretty much came and went. But now Drake is trying to create an anthem with the one song that people and really his desperate fan base are pushing to be a major #1 song with Nokia. And now after this track has been trying to stay around the top 10 of the charts for so long, now Drake has created his grand plan to do everything he possibly can to make sure that this record goes #1. Now he is releasing a full-fledged music video for the track, and with this he is trying to give the record all the support it needs to be everywhere and so it can reach that #1 spot once and for all. And really with this video now reaffirming all of the annoying things Drake is doing, in this time where Drake is building his victim complex and with Ye's comments which are directed by Ak, and even on top of this with his suit which is building up, altogether Drake has never put on a better act to try and convince his fans and everybody else that he is really a victim in the industry who has been wronged by them. And now with this record,
if you're a victim, you would not come back and respond in the music video. Sneak dissing. I would call it sneak dissing to a certain extent. If you're just gonna copy the shit that he's doing, that he did in the Super Bowl, or the Not Like Us music video, there's got to be some sort of thing like that, you know. But I don't know how you're a victim if you're gonna keep like trying to clap back at the motherfucker. I could understand if you didn't say nothing, he just comes at you for no reason. Pause. And he just like, you know, just trying to whoop your ass for no reason. Then you could be a victim. But y'all been going back and forth. And when you finally lost that back and forth, now you're a victim. I don't get that. I hate people like that. I don't understand people like that. Like, it's like these people like online talking shit, and I say something back, and now all of a sudden you have to fucking say all that. You shouldn't be talking shit to begin with. Now look at you, acting like a bitch. Anyways, let's keep going.
Misdirected anger that this entire community keeps throwing around as they crash out more and more about Kendrick Lamar and the rest of the rap game's success. Now with Nokia being a song that is fully being pushed by Drake, OVO created the best vehicle they have since the entire beef to bring this entire group of people together and to try and push Drake back to the forefront of hip-hop, and not just bring him back into the conversation of respected rappers, but even more laughable than that, they are trying to flip the script and make Drake look like the hero as he is defeating the industry with all of this. And again, while to everyone who has seen what has happened and now the reality of how this beef has went, this just looks like an absolute joke. And it's actually almost disrespectful that they are trying to change narratives like this. So all the losing parties who want to drag this beef out and try to change its outcome, whether it's Drake, Ak, or Ye, or any of the desperate people around them, with all of the noise from the narratives to the music coming out, which is all just trying to make everything we have seen about Kendrick and Drake and the success and failure of both artists illegitimate. Now for the first time since Drake's entire career falling apart, the effort they have is somewhat organized, and with the energy that is now not just coming from Drake and Ak, but also someone like Ye, who no matter how bad of a place his career is in, I mean, people are still lining up to hear what he has to say. I mean, overall, this entire group is now in motion and trying to trick everyone into thinking that they are the heroes in the story of hip hop and that everything they are telling us is right. Meanwhile, in actuality, all these artists and people are just jealous that their own decisions have gotten them to their respective points of failure, and now there is no turning back. And so, all together with this, while Drake and Ak, and with the help of Ye, have started what they really want to be another round of beef within a much different way, and despite the combined delusion all these people have, these efforts are just never going to change what has happened in hip hop and what Kendrick Lamar is standing for. And no matter how much they annoy everyone, none of this is going to change or take away the real impact that we have all seen from real greatness. And so now, with all of this said, let me know. First off, let me know if you think the Nokia video is the worst video we have seen in hip hop.
I didn't think it was that bad, but considering like seeing all the references and things to the Not Like Us video in the Super Bowl, it's still not bad, but it was kind of, it feels like a failed attempt at trying to get back to a certain extent. So I don't think it's enough for Kendrick to respond to. I'll be honest with you. So it wasn't a bad music video, but it wasn't good either. It could have used more. It could have used way more colors. It did not need to be black and white. I don't care that people were saying that the original Nokia phone was black and white. It don't fucking matter. Just some fucking skating rink music. All right. It doesn't fucking matter. Being a skating, I'm pretty sure Nokia had different colored fucking screens. Not screens. Fucking shells. Wherever the fuck they were. You know. Like a blue iPhone or a yellow Nokia. Who knows what the fuck people had back then. I don't know. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to. Leave a hate comment if you want to, because I know there's a couple of you. I know there's a fat ass that's been bothering me, saying I'm lazy. But it is what it is. Thank you for watching. Dislike the video, like the video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.